Okay. Alright, so I was in the process of getting ready to go to work, and I just cannot get this thought out of my head. Warning, some possible coarse language might prevail in this motherfucking video. But Nintendo, Nintendo, I'm trying to bet. Oh, I got a text from a girlfriend. No, that will probably not help me feel better because I am actually pretty angered by this. Nintendo, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here, and you're just not cooperating. So, one of their big unveilings this past summer, I think it was this past summer during E3, around the area of E3 with the director or something like that, they unveiled this would have been beauty, the classic Nintendo Classic Mini Entertainment System, which is a miniaturized version of the classic NES system from 1985. And it comes preloaded with 30 classic NES games, including Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, Legend of Zelda, Excitebike, Ninja Gaiden, plenty of other more. Gaiden, however the fuck you pronounce it. Anyways, it comes with all these games. And so, as soon as a lot of people found out about this, they're like, I have to have one, myself included, especially when they threw in that feature of being able to save your game and being able to pick up from where you last left off, because the original NES didn't have that, so I'm like, yes, I can finally beat the old games that I never got to beat, like the original Super Mario. I never got to beat that. My brother did. I myself didn't because I kept dying over and over and I was just a stupid little kid. So I saw this as the opportune way to travel back down nostalgia lane, which I think Nintendo knew about, and they decided to use that to play us like a fiddle, to just manipulate us. And that's my topic for this video. When do we have to draw the line between us and companies who try to use us to try to get us to buy something because it buys into our nostalgia? And the reason for why this is such a negative kind of impact that we're having with the classic mini NES edition, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is that Nintendo purposely made a few limited quantities of the damn thing and released it this past Friday, November 11th. And some retailers actually had some pre-orders or some limited quantities available to be purchased through like Target, Amazon, Best Buy the night before, like Thursday the 10th or whatever. And that shit sold out within like an hour or two because they made limited quantities. And something in my gut told me that this was coming. When we got about halfway through October, 2/3 of October, Titanfall and Battlefield 1 were about to come out, and we had pre-orders for those, but we didn't have the pre-order option for the classic NES. And then here we were in November, came back from watching Doctor Strange and checked the page just to see, maybe it's up, maybe we can pre-order it by now. No pre-orders. It kept saying coming soon, Best Buy, Target, Amazon, everywhere. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew that this humongous wave of anger was going to fill all of us who were waiting to go down that trip down nostalgia lane to be able to play all these games once more, only in our HD TVs, only to learn that they knew what they were doing. And from a business standpoint, I understand why they did this, because it's gonna sell out, it's gonna make $1 million bucks. But when it comes down to it, us gamers, the community that matters the most with this sort of thing, this moment that could have been very nostalgic and very, very reminiscent of those good old times that we had with that original system is now plagued by not being able to either purchase that game or just not being able to get one without either waiting like 2 or 3 hours in line the night before, or having to shove off like possibly $200 or $300 to buy it on eBay from scalpers who bought those in quantities, because this thing is only $60. And that's why I'm nervous of what Nintendo could do when the Nintendo Switch comes out in March, but I doubt they will, because that's an official contemporary console, not a novelty item like this is. Plus, I was very much looking forward to not just play these games, but also maybe even do a little bit of live streaming with these games, because it does use an HDMI connectivity. So what's going to stop me from being able to stream this stuff on my computer, edit it together, and maybe post it on YouTube? Well, now I won't be able to. Now there's rumblings that there's going to be a second wave rolling out later on in December. It's just a rumor right now, but it seems like Nintendo is going to get back to work to develop some more of these little mini consoles. But what's going to stop them from doing the same thing, or even release a lesser amount of these consoles later on in December, especially when they know that Christmas is coming? And the scary thought is that there's other developers, other manufacturers who pay attention to their competitors, and if they see that something works worked for them, what's going to stop them from mimicking that same business model? How are we going to stop people over at Sony or at Microsoft doing something kind of nostalgic with their system, especially Sony with the PlayStation 1s? And I'm surprised that they didn't do anything much more extravagant like this when the 20th anniversary of the PlayStation 1 rolled around, where they released the PS4 with the color scheme that's very reminiscent of that. I'm surprised they didn't release something like this, like a miniaturized version of the PS1 that comes with these games, those original games preloaded. And what's gonna, at this point, as I'm speaking, how do we know that that shit is not being created right now over at Sony? They're going to create a little mini PS1 console, release it. Oh yeah, we only made like 1,000 and you have to buy it right now, otherwise that's it. Oh my god, this really pisses me off, because I hate it when businesses like this manipulate us, because it just ruins what otherwise would have been a fun moment. We could have had a win-win situation where they could have made a shit ton of money, because we were very adamant to be buying this thing. As soon as we find out it's only $60 and it comes with all these games that we grew up with, we were going to buy it. But no, you just had to make a limited amount. And Nintendo, come on guys, you guys have been screwing up for the past couple of years. The Nintendo Switch looked like that ray of hope around the horizon for you guys to bounce back, but then you pull this shit off. So now, I know that I shouldn't judge the upcoming Switch because of their business model with this console, but at the same time, same company, who's to say they're not going to repeat that again? And at this point, I don't really care. I was planning on buying the damn thing. I looked at the pages, Best Buy, Amazon, Target, completely sold out. As for that second wave, I will try to get it, but not too hard. To the point where, if it gets sold out, I don't give a shit. I'm going to take my money and use it elsewhere. I'm not going to buy into this. I'm not going to become part of the... I don't want to call anybody who did get the classic NES Mini Edition a sheep, but I'm not going to give them fuel to continue spreading this fire of buying into our nostalgia just so that they can exploit us with this type of thing, and we have no reason to turn to, if we really want one and we're really passionate about it, we're going to have to turn to scalpers who are going to charge us twice if not 3 times the price for these things. So that was my topic, that was my rant, and please let me know, where do you guys draw the line when it comes to something that comes out that's nostalgic, but you go, you know what, no, I can't buy into this because I'm either rebuying something that I already own, or they are releasing a set amount of quantities. I am not about to throw away my dignity to stand in a line for hours just to be the first one to get it, or to buy it at a very expensive price from another retailer, or just jump through these loopholes just to get this one thing that's going to prey upon your nostalgic memories from back in the day. As much as I would have loved to have owned this thing, I know better than to just move on, especially when the company knew damn well ahead of time what they were doing. And again, from a business practice, I understand, but that's when dignity and morality kind of goes out the window. So that about does it for me. Please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Like and share this video. Subscribe for future videos coming soon, some of which might be rant fueled, such as this. My god, I just could not get this out of my head, so I had to make a video. Sorry if you guys were offended by the language, but at the same time, if you guys play video games, I think you should not fucking care. Because you shouldn't fucking care about my language, but you should in fact care about practices such as this. Thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for some upcoming Dishonored 2 material, including some playthroughs, as well as the review itself. And I'll see you guys next time. Take very well care of each other, especially right now, because Lord knows we need it. See you guys later.